What's going on, guys? We got ourselves a lovely landscaping project working on part 2 of the public city park. As you can tell, we got some new additions to the lineup. Let's get to it and show you guys what all has changed. First thing that has changed is our pickup. This dump truck setup is going to be replacing our old Ford, and through a cheap auction block purchase, we got ourselves a top kick. This one had a plow at some point, did not come with it. I'm on the market to see if I could find one. And then the Komatsu. We sold that off in favor of a 863 Bobcat. I'm just a lot more comfortable and familiar with these things. But I think I really know what you guys are a bit more curious about, and that is where we have to head next. So let's head down to the old landscape shop and pick up our lovely new cargo. Just want to thank you guys for tuning into Landscape. If you love projects like this and you want to continue to see more, you got to let me know by heading down below, smashing that like button, consider subscribing. Just like any older Chevrolet of this generation, we conveniently have the check engine light just lighting up. As for the payload, we have acquired 2 more mowers, one of which is not complete yet, but the other one is going to be stationed down at our old shop, that being the John Deere 648 stand-on. The other one is the very famous 1025R. We ended up getting a different trailer for this setup because we couldn't really fit the two on, one trailer that we had originally. But this will have a front loader at some point. I just did not buy one that had it on it already. However, I did buy a little fertilizer spreader we're going to be using to fertilize the yard once we are done mowing. And then the classic 648 that we can use for tighter spaces and more agility. Fertilizer is in the back of the dump box. So we are ready to lock and load. Phase 2 of this park's development is going to come from the new parking lot expansion on the southwest corner. And then we are also going to be updating some of the equipment in the park. Let's do ourselves a favor and start out with the 648R. If you guys remember this mower, I originally did this one back in FS19, I believe. It was part of a mower pack. And it certainly has seen some changes since its first original debut. I certainly do not mod as much as I used to, but from time to time I just kind of get in that creative funk and I like working on projects. The one thing I loved the most about this mower was its compact footprint. It literally could just zip around so quickly and get into such tight areas because of how short it was. Kind of like the guy who runs this channel. But I've asked the question before, what kind of mower would you guys personally like to buy? Are you more of a zero-turn person? Are you more of a garden tractor person, stand-on person? I like walk-behinds as well. That's what my real-life lawnmower is. The parking lot we're going to be building will go right in front of where I'm standing. They're going to have to kind of level it off. I think I'll try and finish about 2 laps around the outside of this. Jump over to that enclosure, and then we will jump on the 1025R to try and finish out the rest of the bulk work. Some might say I have an unhealthy amount of lawnmowers. I say there's never enough lawnmowers. Biggest reason I want to use this one is because this has a 60-inch cutting deck that stand-on only has a 48. Could I have probably brought down the Ventrac? Yes, but I kind of really want to use my new toy, and until we really get the front loader, this thing's just a glorified lawnmower. With the exception that it does have a rear-mounted 3-point. That is something that the Ventrac does not have. So if we wanted to do a fertilizing job, we could get a tow-behind unit, but it's a lot simpler when I have a 3-point in the back because then we could get a drag box, leveler, cultivator, a tiller because we have a PTO. The options are kind of endless. If I ever owned a ranch of some sorts, I would absolutely adore to own one of these things. I do kind of feel they are in a weird category. If you look at some of the biggest lawnmowers that John Deere offers in the 700 series, is the fact that this can have the front loader and probably a higher sophistication of a hydraulic system. Well, I guess you can put the backhoe on these, but it is a very, very pretty looking tractor. One thing that always drove me nuts about seeing this as a mod is nobody ever gets the tires right.
They just can't get my nose right.
But I feel that you can make or break a mod's appearance strictly because of the tires. Custom wheels, not necessarily, but wheel scaling is crucial. I'm so glad there's finally a version of one of these things that has accurate looking tires. The only thing I gotta look for is some turf tires. These are more of the ag-related ones, so they're not gonna be as nice on turf. With the spreader on the back, it almost looks like I have a bagging system for this, which I've never looked that up. Does this thing even have a bagging system? I don't think it does. Starting to get a pattern figured out. I definitely can see why I use a zero turn for a job like this, or at least a Ventrac. The thing that sucks the most about a garden tractor is just the agility of it. You cannot turn around on a dime to save your life. This also might be a good time to note that the ball diamond is currently still under construction, but well underway. We're fighting the county to see if we can get the contract bid for that. So we will be keeping that in mind for future projects. You guys always seem to love when we do ball diamond work. Last time I think we were actually with square 2448 when we did it. Just got the far side, and I think it is on to the big patch. I gotta scratch that. We got this little area in between the volleyball court and the main seating area. Real excited to get the new picnic tables in there. Nothing against the wooden chairs and tables, but I think aesthetically it's going to look nicer to have a traditional picnic table, as well as some proper waste bins. I think we will tune you guys into Farm Sim's greatest radio station, 3800 The Buck. We'll finish out this pad, and it is back onto the drawing board.
I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. My friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life. Yeah, I ain't here to try to change your mind, trying to save your time, in case you're thinking about breaking out the bucket list. Girl, you can skip this funny business, 'cause up there it's complicated and overrated. Down here everything is understated. That's alright by me. I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race. What's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from. Everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, and you can keep your 9 to 5. Happy with the simple life.
There we go. Place is looking spiffy. Oh, that's right. I still got to spread fertilizer. Hang on.
A few moments later.
Well, I cannot see the visual, but I'm going to go with that it's pretty wide. Oh, I bet you it's looking for a field to actually fertilize. That's probably what it's doing. Well, either way, we'll take care of it. Do about 3 passes on this big plot, and that'll finish it up. It was good enough for me. Let's load out. One thing I noticed when I built this shop is that I did not really build a place to put trailers. So we might have to break into the fence line behind by the bulk storage and build an extension behind that to the tree line. I gotta go pick up some supplies from our hardware store, so we will see you guys up in the sky when we get ready to start tearing apart our old equipment. Looking into our new benches, we need to go down and, find it first. There they are. So let's get rid of these old ones. Let's go ahead and get that one down. Bring the other 2. Get another one right there. And replace this old ganked up setup. Yes. Put these back towards the entrance. Ended up putting a 4th one. Lovely. Oh man, we still got another one of these. I didn't realize how many seating areas we had. Get an actual garbage can out here. Another one right next to the railing. Other side. There. And there. Wonderful. With the parking lot going in this general region, the only thing I really have left is to put down some more plants like these. which really shouldn't be that difficult, but I kind of want to wait until we get the parking lot built out. I did bring down the mulcher that goes on the front of the skid loader, because I'll help him out by tearing all of this up, and then the pad where the parking lot sits. I just need to put down some flare lights to identify where the parking lot is going to sit. There'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think that's square, but I guess we will find out when we get tearing it up. You know, for being safety beacons, these things really are not that bright. If you guys have not tried using the skid steer forestry mulcher yet, I highly recommend you do. They are so much fun. It's not even funny. I need to figure out where the center of this is. That's about it. This ain't no forestry mulcher. This is a regular mulcher. This should be tearing up the grass. What the heck? Well, maybe I could tear up the weeds alongside the road. That way when they go to pave this sucker, it looks a little bit cleaner. Just gotta run a straight line down the side. There we go. I think that'll work. Let's try and lay the base plate to get some concrete laid. And we'll check back with some, not final decorations, but our next set. Pad came out looking pretty great. However, of course, Giants likes to place down these things that you can't get rid of. So our supposedly concrete driveway is still technically dirt. But if we lay this fresh line of sod coming down the far side, almost looks a little bit more like a purposeful shoulder. And then here, I kind of want to put up a little fence, but I don't know exactly what. My go-to is this one. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. Ooh, I will be able to get it right to the end. Nice. Nice. Oh, this is awesome. Except we need to get this emptied out so we can have a walkway to get through. Just like that. And this, we'll have to use the slope tool. Nice. I think we'll take this path kind of right in between the volleyball court. Just route it right into the old path. I like it. Now we're starting to get an interconnected system. I'd still like to make some sort of a pathway going right in front of that, but it just feels a little weird. I think now, let's try and get just a couple of flowers planted. Yeah, there we go. And then just kind of stack the box. This decorational foliage mod is so much fun. I adore it. It kind of really helps liven up the place a bit. Sometimes you got to mess around to find what you like. But they got some really cool looking flowers when you start digging in. Try and do a bit of decoration around the... Oh, not that much. Around the main meeting area. Very nice. And I think maybe just a few in the corners. Kind of point you this way. And that should almost do it. Put some blue in front of the boat so it looks like it's breaking the wake. Maybe a slight trail behind it. Just like that. And last but not least, some parking barriers. We'll have enough for 5. Oh yeah, easily. Might be some room for a bike rack on the backside. Just gotta find it. I know I have one. Also gonna put one of these up, because I'll put a dumpster inside of it. Where is that bike rack? I think is it. Yeah, this. Gonna find out which way this thing goes. I think it's this way. Nice. Put a couple of those EV bikes in there so you can get around. Just gotta find that dumpster wherever the heck it went. There it is. Except I'm gonna have to open it up. Now we can put it in. And that should finish us off. There is our new and improved parking lot system for the public city park. We jump up into our drone view. This is a quick overlook once you come in. I like it because it doesn't just look as bland. Like, yes, the park is far back, but with the parking lot there, it kind of gives it like a, hey, welcome to our area. And then as you go further back, you have all of the different exploration areas that were already there previously. I think the other major thing I like the most is the incorporations of the new park benches along with our trash can system and some touch-up details, which I forgot to put around the flagpole. But guys, I think that is really going to be all we have for you today on the landscape series. Got everything unboxed. We'll take that up to the dump. Make sure to check out the rest of the landscape series in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Other than that, make sure to keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh. Most importantly, keep it fun. See you guys on the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.